Hey guys, Kevin with MCrider. I want to show you something that I recently discovered that can help you with little problems like this. You can see on this motorcycle the prior owner dropped it and it's got a crack in that plastic blinker housing. And you could go out and you could buy a new one of these, or you can repair it. Something called plastic welding that I'm getting ready to show you. And all you really need to do to repair these kind of things is to have a cheap solder iron like that. So let me get the camera set up and I'll show you how we can fix this blinker housing with just a real cheap solution that'll make it sturdy again. Alright, so I'm going to do this and try not to burn myself in the process. But you want to be careful when you're doing this, because the fumes that come off of this are toxic. So you want to be in a well-ventilated area. I've got some open windows and this area is open right now. I got a fan blowing. So you may want to wear a mask or be in a well-ventilated area or go out in the driveway, because the fumes that come off of this are toxic. So you want to be careful with that, and you don't want to breathe that in, maybe even a mask or something when you're doing it. But I'm just going to hold this in place and I'm going to try to get just a quick tack in place. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just melting the plastic a little bit and sliding it over that crack so that it bonds those two back together. Let me hold it for a second and let that cool off. So you can see that's already holding steady. So now all I really want to do is you just want to push it in and let it kind of melt on itself. You don't really want to use a whole lot of force in doing this. You can melt through the plastic. If you got too hot of a solder iron, you can melt through there real easy. So you want to make, just a low watt solder iron will do the trick. And then you don't want to apply a whole lot of pressure, but just kind of melt the two pieces back together, create a nice seam there. So this crack here is not really that bad, but what you can do in addition to that, you've got some zip ties, and you kind of just use that like solder, and you can melt that right into any bigger areas, and you can actually fill in some pretty good size holes or cracks just using a zip tie. So here I've got the finished product. May not be quite as pretty as before, but it's definitely as strong. I'm squeezing on that as hard as I can, and that crack is gone. It's not going anywhere. It was all the way through back up here to the stem, and that crack is completely sealed up, and it's not coming back. So hopefully this will save you some money down the road. Plastic parts like this, especially in areas where they're not visible like this, cheap way to fix it, and saves you from having to go out and buy some new parts sometimes. So find a piece of plastic, practice on it around the house. Make sure you got a low watt solder iron, and it's a pretty cheap way to fix plastic parts like this. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. Till next time, this is Kevin with MCrider, and I'll see you on the road.